So this is a little outside of my typical video offerings. We had a kiting session a couple days ago. Students Marshall and Russ were in their practice phase of training. They no longer needed me to stand out there and yell left, right, run. If I see them making continual mistakes, I'll step out, say something, offer some instruction. For the large majority of it, they're just practicing, trying to focus on making the proper moves. I got a new drone. I crashed the old one. I bought a new one recently out of my own pocket. The Patreon supporters, the money that I got from the YouTube channel and the Patreon supporters, I spent on a drone to add to the channel so I could get some better footage. And this is one of the first things I used it for, was to hover over the students and observe them kiting. And I recorded some video, went back and did a little play-by-play review and offered it up to them as an instructional aid and asked them could I share it with you guys, and they said they didn't care. No last names.
What you think?
Hello fellas, this is Kylo and we are going to do a little play-by-play kiting review action here. Marshall has the wing up and it's swung to his right. He corrected. Okay, it's going left, 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 left. Okay, so let's see what happened here. Play-by-play. Okay, so the glider starts to go left. Right here, he should be twisting left and pulling left and releasing right. But he's backing up still. Okay, there goes his left. But look at his right hand right there. You see it go down? And that wrecked him. He also stopped moving right here. He makes the correct move, but he quits walking. And he still just sort of maintains. Look at me. Yep. Come to your left, Marshall. Come to your left. All right, Russ. Let's see what's going on here. Wings coming up. Looks like you're hand kiting. Right side's coming up. He grabs the left. Misses it. Flips it over on its nose. Okay, Marshall, inflation. Look at your left hand. You're pulling left brake the whole time and the glider is going to your right. You're also pulling right to correct, but you also jab it left again. Just for whatever reason, you're pulling the incorrect hand. Now you're getting it corrected, but watch all the brake inputs here. You got it level, you come off, it's perfect. It's perfect, and then watch your wing, right, left. Let's look at your body position, Marshall. You're good, but the wing starts to go. Look, you give it a hard left pull. It starts to go that way. Now look at your body. You're pointed to the left, but the glider's going to your right. You need to be turning and running right and only pulling right brake. You're still pulling left, burying the left. Look at your left hand. It went to your hip, and now it's coming up. Now you're correcting, but it's way too late. So you got to immediately think left, right, commit to the move, and go. Okay, this here I believe in is an example of just wildly over-controlling with the brakes. Way too deep, way too long. You managed to get the glider here, but you're still not twisting your hips. You're kind of leaning a little, and you're real deep with your hands. Your hands are down by your waist. Look at the back of the glider. See how hard it's deflecting? You're not even letting it come up into that sweet spot. It's going down, you're losing speed, you're having to take some steps backwards here to keep it up because you're choking it. Now, at a certain point here, it's going to go off to your right, which means you're pulling left brake. I see the left brake is pulled, your hand is in the wrong position. Look at that left brake, it's sticking out. Now, as soon as you start running here, you're still pulling left. You've not reached over with that left hand. It collapses. Now, right here, you should be turning right and running right, but you're backing up to your left. So you've gotten out of the wind. All right, Russ, what are we doing here? You're kind of doing the same thing Marshall was. You're deep in the brakes. You're not letting that glider come up into that sweet spot. You're just choking it with both brakes. Here it's going to your left and you're applying right brake. See that right side going down? Okay, it's turning. The wind's shifting too. Okay, you check. See, it's leaning to your right, and you're pulling the left brake. Okay, you're level, but you're not letting it fly. It's going down, and you're pulling brakes. It's going up, and you're pulling brakes. It's going down, and you're pulling brakes. It's going up, and you're pulling brakes. You got to let the glider come up, and then you pull brakes to stop it, but then you got to let them off. Like, okay, now it looks like you're cleaning it up, but you're pulling a little bit of right. Okay, you got it. You got it. You're letting it fly. You're letting it fly. This is pretty good. You're holding a little bit of pressure. I'd like to see a little bit less, but see how it's kind of hanging out in front of you? You're not ever letting it get up into that sweet spot. Okay, Marshall, what we've got here is, again, left hand on inflation. Glider comes up, goes to your right. That's because you're steering it that way. Watch your hand. Look, boom, you come off of it. Let's watch that a time or two. And ultimately what happens is the glider corrects. Oh, you gave it up a little early though. You see that? But you're catching it both way deep, way deep. Now you're pulling left again. You're pulling left again. You're maintaining some left. Let's see which way it goes. Now you need left here because it's going to your left. But you're dumping it a little quick. Now this is in slow motion, so it's not real time, but you're balanced. You're actually looking pretty good here. If you make the right moves, you'll get the correction. Now look at here, it's drifting, it's drifting. You're pulling left, you're pulling left, you're pulling left, you're pulling left. Now you come off of it, you pull right, you assume the position, but look at it, you're fighting it, you're not running. See how you're walking sideways to the wind? Now watch this. You turn your body direction into the wind. You don't change your hands. But look at your body. Look, right here, you shift and you run toward the wind, also to the right, and the glider comes right back up over your head. Proper body position, proper footwork, proper speed, and you were able to recover the glider. If you'll do that move immediately, you'll get it up a lot quicker, and it'll save yourself a lot of running. That was a good correction. So here's one with Russ. This is going to be a mistake, a proper correction, and then another mistake. So let's watch and see what's going on here. So the wind's shooting around, glider's bucking, he's losing his pitch control. Now it's going left. He needs to be pulling left. Okay, glider comes up. Now watch this. Hard move, run, 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 run. Comes up, good correction. But now it's going to start leaning over to his left. Look at him pulling the right brake. See the right brake there? He's doing it. Okay, now he needs, look at his body position. He's not square to the glider. If the glider's not moving and you're in the wind, you need to square up to it. Now he needs to run to the right, only right. Now he's square. Now he's good. Good position, proper. What's going to happen? He's pulling the wrong brake right there. See that right side of that glider deflecting? But he corrected it. He's still pulling a little bit, a little bit. I see the glider bending. You got to get off of the brake all the way on that low side. So important. Just wanted to show you. Hope these videos help. Let's see what's going on here. So he's in the wind. He's correcting. He needs to get off of the right. Okay. Needs to get off of the left. All right. He's got both buried. Glider falls down. All right, Marshall. It goes past you. And you stopped it, you got in front of it, you checked it, get it stable, get off the brakes, catch the brakes, go into your right. That means you get it, quit pulling left there. All right, catch it, going past you. Wild pitch control movements. Once it gets in the sweet spot, you got to quit moving it. Little pulls, little pulls. This was just an example of over control. Okay, back to Russ. What are we doing here, Russ? Let's see. Stalled it. Okay. Okay, you're going to pull the glider up, and it's going to your left. Which hand do you have pulled? The right hand. Need a slow motion instant replay. Let's freeze frame it and look. You need to be twisting left, pulling left, and releasing the right. That's what happened there. You just turned away and buried the wrong hand. You're looking at the wind like the wind did it. Yeah, all good. We learn a lot from these things. So let's see what's going on here. You're getting the glider centered. It's level. Now you're pulling the right brake real deep. Glider's going to your left. Spun it around, buried it. All right, Marshall. This is kind of fast, but I want to show you what's going on. The glider's to your right. And you're pulling right, turning right, but then it goes left. See, here is where you need to move and pull. You're just standing there. Wind blows the glider back. And we know it's fixing to shoot. Look, it's shooting hard left, hard left. You got your right hand back, but you need to be twisting left, pulling left. Now, what we got going on in this clip is just poor brake timing. You're you're getting better for sure, but you're kind of on them when you need to be off of them. Like here, the glider's going down, you pull brakes. It's coming up, you're braking. That's good. That's good. It's going down, you're pulling brakes, and it's going down, and you let it go with the brakes. And see, it's just you're on off, on off, on off at the wrong times. Here you should just be walking toward it. There you go. You walk toward it, it quits. Let's see what's happening here. It's going left, you're pulling left. Your left hand, that is. Now what happens here is the wind saves you. It actually comes from the right. See the tip blow in, and then the glider centered over your head. Pretty cool, pretty cool. But it was an accident. So, still doing much better. You got it balanced. You're in the wind. You're square. You're checking it. You're releasing. All right. Up, up. Random brake pulls. Random brake pulls. Checking. Releasing. Going down. Release. And then check. And then release. And then check. Looking good. Looking good. Come on. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? He's going with it. He's still pulling both brakes here. Okay. Looking good, man. Looking good. Oh, we got some random jerk, jerk, jerk. Step. Check. Level. Nice. 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 Balanced. Even. Checking it. Releasing it. Release. Release. Oh, pulling left. Get off the left. Good job, Marshall. Nice run. Russ, exhibiting some pretty good control here. Still kind of some deep brake pressures. You're coming on and off at the right times, though. That's good. That's good. I'd rather see good timing than poor pressure control. Timing is everything with this. It's going down, you're letting off. It's coming at you, you're adding pressure. Coming down, letting off. Coming to you, adding pressure. Oh, you spun it a little, though. But you corrected immediately. The correct move. You're turning, pulling, stepping, controlling, wind shifting. You're staying with it, spinning it back in front of you. Very nice. Very nice. You're walking it in, using your feet instead of your hands here. Very good. Oh, check it. Going to the right. Get off the left. Okay. Now left. See, this is the point where you'd want to release the incorrect brake. If you've got them both pulled and the glider starts leaning, come off of the hand that you need to. It's that release that lets the glider fly back up over your head. Nothing else will do it except for coming off of that low side brake. Good correction, good control. Little heavy control, but good. It's good. All right, Marshall, here's an inflation that you check for too hard, for too long. Glider starts falling. You step back, shoots, and collapses. Even though you had deep brakes, you pulled on it real hard into the wind, and it shot past you. All right, Russ, what's going on here, my friend? Got the wind switching around. Looking good. Oops, oops, going hard to your right. Hard to your right. Get off the left. Get off the left. Turn. Well, there you go. Got it. But it's still hanging. See how it's hanging way out in front of you there? It's just because you're pulling too deep in the brakes. That's it. Otherwise, good control. All right. Marshall let it get out in front of him a bit. He needs to turn right. Get off the left. Get off the left. Okay, he did. And look. Glider comes back. He checks it. Checks it. Levels it. Checks it. Easy, easy. You're choking it. You're choking it. See the random pumps, just pump, 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 pump. Hold pressure that you need and release when you need instead of just on, off, on, off, on, off. Just wild random controls. It looked a little sloppy, but good control, down on its tail. That's what we're looking for. Okay, in this one, I believe what we're fixing to see is just some over-controlling on the pitch. You're letting it shoot, fall, shoot, fall, shoot, fall. If it shoots once, you should catch it and balance it. It should be, the input should become smaller and smaller and smaller. So deep, it starts falling, and you're holding, and it starts falling. As soon as it starts falling is when you should be releasing. The glider shouldn't swing down and swing up, swing down and swing up. That's where it collapses like that. So you want to balance it in that one spot. Remember, 6 inches of movement, you should be making a control change. Now I slowed this footage down. Let's watch what's going on. Deep over control, glider out in front of you, and you're jamming the brakes really hard. Really deep. You're pulling both when you only need one off. Okay, so the glider is going towards your right. You're turning it right because you're pulling left. Excuse me. Now let's watch. It's going to your right. You need to be turning right, pulling right, but you've got both. You're burying them to your hips. You're pulling that left brake real deep. Glider's going to your left real hard, and you're not moving. You're crosswind about 45 degrees to the wind. Wind's coming more from in between the tree and the corral there. So again, over control, wrong hand, and body position. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Glider, you're leveling it out. Deep brakes. Obviously the wind's shifting, but still make the right moves. So you got it nice and level, balanced, squared up, hands a little deep. Okay, it's going to your right. Okay, so decision time. Your hips are good, your right hand's good, your left hand is still low. You come off of your left, but you start backing up. You change directions with your feet. All right, Russ, this is kind of just like a mediocre session that you had here. You're correcting the glider properly, but you've still got a dab of that wrong brake in there at all times. You've got both hands pulling. When the glider is rolling either left or right, all you need to do is let off of that hand. So look here, glider's going to your left, so you're pulling left. You actually did release the right pretty good, but you're still pulling it. You're still pulling it. You watch the trailing edge right there. Obviously wind shift. Now you're going right. You need to quit pulling left. And you did right there. All right, you're still pulling right brake. See how you're walking to your left, but you're pulling right brake. And you're still going. You're still going. It's when you come off of it that everything stops moving and you can stand still again. See how you're just canted? Okay, now you're switching. Not bad. Not bad for switchy, gusty winds, but still, I think you could do better. I really do. I know both of you can. It just takes some practice. This is a practice session. I thought this video would help just to show you kind of what it looks like from an outside perspective. You can go back and review this video. You can turn my volume off if you want and just watch what you're doing with your hands and your feet and your body and the wind. And if you look at it from this perspective, it might give you a different idea as to what mistakes you're making, when you're making them. For example, here, okay, Marshall caught it. Eventually, he had turned the wrong way to begin with, and then he corrected. Now he's doing good. Except his hands. His hands are just wild. It's left, right, left, right. The glider's to your right. You've got one position. You're pulling left brake. You see that? Let's see. Let's see if he pulls left again. No, that's good, but he's not moving. Okay, here it comes. Caught it. Balanced. Oh, random pulls, random pulls, random pulls. Fighting the glider, deep brakes, backing up and deep brakes. Let it shoot past him. Pulling it back like a slingshot and letting it go. Making a lot of noise in my video, Melba.
You are.
So I hope you like that video. Hit the like button if you learned anything from it. I've got some more stuff coming. I made another kiting video the other day. I've not edited it yet. Like a how to kite. Should like that one. Enjoy. Much love, guys. Kyle out.